The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Ah, there's that faccia.
You, the faccia brute.
Faccia bruta.
Hey, what do you hear? What do you say? This is Big D Potato. You are listening to EC Radio.
YOLO, infidels. That's right. It's Hacker Hameen.
This is Al Schneer from the band Mo.
Hey, this is Corey Glover from Living Color.
And you're listening to EC Radio.
And you're listening to EC Radio.
Live on EC Radio with the Z-Man. So take the pizza out of your fat moron mouse. Sit back and listen before I give you a $5 face slap. You'll never forget, infidels. YOLO.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. EC Radio, Disruption Networks.
Oh, yeah, baby, we're doing it here on Wacky Wednesday, DC Radio time, as we used to call it, the Hump Day Hoedown.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Fuck yeah.
Woohoo! We live on all our social media platforms right now, and, of course, home base at DisruptionNetwork.net. Follow along. Join us, if you will. It's me, Z. How you doing? Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. And I'm stuffing my face over here. I am absolutely stuffing my face. We got some green kale and some noodles. And, oh, my God, Tim Hardiman from Tailor the Cook is feeding me. I'm actually going to let him take over the show today so I can stuff my face. So,
and
Tim,
he's just here.
Take it away, brother.
Yeah, welcome everybody. We're going to play your requests and all the hits today.
All your soft favorites.
You don't play music.
No more music. We used to, but there's algorithms out there these days.
Gotcha.
They blocked me for playing my own music.
Really?
Yeah.
You have the rights to that.
I know. I had to go in and contest it because it threw CD Babies, the distribution, and it's part of the algorithm.
Well, it takes care of the musician, though, right?
Sure. My $3.50 I get once a year. Yeah, we got 10,000 downloads or something like that, and I got like $3.50. But that's for another podcast. But It's great to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
How's everything? How's the wife, the kids, everything doing good?
Everybody's great.
Yeah.
I don't see enough of them, but they're great. You know, 2 kids at home.
Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
You're busy, bro.
Yeah, bud. 2 kids, 2
Can you believe you're somebody's dad?
I have to tell myself that every day.
If I went back 15 years ago to when you were hanging out at the bar every night at the electric company back in the day and were to tell you 15 years from now, not only will you be this world-renowned chef, and you are world-renowned, don't roll your eyes at me, and you own this beautiful bakery and you're going to be a father of 2 kids with a beautiful wife, what would you tell me?
Yeah, you're bugging.
You're bugging.
That was a different time. Back then, I didn't want kids, you know.
Right. Well, we were out. Dude, you were young.
Blacking out on a regular basis.
How quick did it go by, though?
Crazy. All those years of the EC, bam.
Just everything, life in general.
Life, yeah, well, that's the truth. I'm pushing 40.
Mm-hmm.
Couple months.
Couple months? Ooh.
Yeah, man.
When's your birthday? Like July?
July, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I remember that, but
I know. I remember yours.
Do you?
Well, yours is an easy one.
It's easy to remember.
The first of the month.
I'm a welfare child.
That's when I got to pay the rent.
But yeah, you're pushing 40, huh? We gonna have a big party this year?
I don't know. You know what I want? You know what I'm thinking about doing?
What's up?
Big fan of the band. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. But you can rent Big Pink, the house. Remember the house where they were with Bob Dylan, where they wrote all the. You can rent that house in Woodstock.
Can you really?
Yeah, man. And I'm a real big fan of the band.
Like rent it for a party?
Yeah, no. It's actually it's like Airbnb.
Oh, I got you.
And if you go to the site, they make it pretty clear you're not going to throw a party. Because I'm sure people have done that before.
They probably have security there and stuff. But.
Well, I don't know. But the basement is a recording studio. And that basement, you remember Bob Dylan, the basement
Absolutely.
tapes?
Yeah.
That's that house, dude.
Gotcha.
And so whoever owns it now is a musician, and he has a recording studio in there. So, you know, you read it. The basement is not part of the rental. It is locked, you know. But
do they still record in there?
This guy does. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who he is, though. You know, he's some local downstate musician, but he records. Yeah, it's a full-fledged recording studio.
Wow.
I mean, back then, I don't think it was really that full-fledged. You know, they were sitting around doing what they do, and you know, recording on the reel-to-reel.
Speaking of Bob Dylan, he's in Utica tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, I'm going.
Are you?
Oh yeah,
I'll be there too.
The doctor helped me out with some tickets.
I got to be there at 7:30 in the morning
working
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm the runner, so I might have to. Well, I'm going to cater to Bob's needs.
You know the story, right?
What's the story?
Where they found him across? This is the last time.
Oh, I know the story very well.
So, is there any truth to that?
Okay, I worked at Griffin's for a while, right?
But not back then.
Not back then. This was like 91 or something, 92.
Yeah.
He's playing at the Stanley Theater.
Yeah.
Nobody can find him. Tour manager combing the streets of Utica looking for Bob Dylan. They have no idea where he is. You know where he was?
They found him at Griffin's.
At Griffin's.
Or Griffin's, yeah, Griffin's.
And Mikey Griffin had no idea that was Bob Dylan. Thought it was a homeless guy. I've talked to Mikey about this before. He goes, "Yeah, I had no idea that was Bob Dylan."
So
he just kept on pouring him. Yeah, he was shit-faced.
Prior to the show.
Prior to the show.
They say he doesn't drink now, so.
I don't know. Well, he's, 77 years old?
Yeah, I was listening to the new album just so I could, get my head around it, because obviously you love Bob Dylan, but I haven't really kept up on his music. And, yeah, he's old.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely getting up there.
It was like swing music, the album that I was listening to. I honestly didn't dig it that much.
He's bringing a personal chef with him. He has a personal chef on the road.
Really?
With him. What band would you be involved with if they asked you, "Hey, come on the road with us"?
I don't know. I mean, you pick your favorite ones, but if I'm going to pick one realistic? Mont Blue.
Mont Blue?
I got a shot at that. I've already auditioned, dude. You hear that, Ryan? Fucking call me up when you make it big. But I don't know.
You're already in.
Yeah, I feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the audition.
I think so too.
Of course, I'd like to cook for fish.
Yeah.
You know who I really dig? Sturgill Simpson. I'd like to cook for him.
Yeah.
I bet he could use a personal chef.
You would have to go on the road 6 weeks.
It would suck, dude. It would suck. But
you'd be maybe. What if you could bring your family with you?
Yeah, if I had my own bus, my own tour bus with a nice kitchen in it, that'd be awesome.
At Bob Dylan level, I'm sure the caterer might have his own bus and his own
with a
portable
you
kitchen
prep somewhere,
and stuff. Right. Yeah.
Bob's probably got all sorts of dietary issues.
No doubt. No, it's going to be a great show. It's practically sold out. There's only like 20 tickets left, so
cool.
It's going to be a good time. Bob
I'm
Dylan.
excited. I'm, just to have super quality entertainment like that, big names coming through Utica is really important. I've been, complaining for years that we don't get the talent through the Stanley that I hope we would. And what am I doing about it? Nothing but complaining. But I do buy a ticket when they come through, you know. And I think Jerry's doing good things for that. And,
he brought that place back from obscurity.
Yeah, because that's a historic theater.
Oh yeah,
and there should be good acts in there, you know, and they should appeal to everybody, not just me,
right.
You know. But I remember a few years ago, it was before Jerry took over. I was, you know, Facebook bitching, and bitching that I have to go to Albany or Syracuse but I later learned from smart people on the board and stuff that it's not just as simple as like Bob Dylan at the Stanley. He can't be playing in like certain places, right? There's
a radius clause, and there's a lot of factors that go into booking a show.
Yeah, and Stacy told me a lot about that too, you know, and it's like you don't think about it like that. Just play the Stanley.
Yeah.
And so however Jerry's pulling it off and the rest of the crew there, it's awesome to see, you know, Bob Dylan coming through.
I wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
Just to book whomever.
Right.
But it's not. And
well, you know,
there's competition all over the place,
Well, sure, and
too.
it's the same thing at the EC when you were booking, you know. You used to have to deal with that when you got into the bigger names, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Radius clauses and can't play this at a certain amount of time and whatever. There's just so many loopholes to jump through.
Just like any business, dude, there are so many things that people don't know about how it operates, and then they got opinions. You know, I don't know how to book a band. I just want to see more bands, and I want to scream and yell about it when I don't see the bands I want to see in Utica, you know. But I like to get out of town too and see a concert. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm stoked about it. I'm stoked that the Stanleys, you know, got good life to it, and Jerry's the right man for the job. And
well, he announced his retirement.
He did?
Yeah, he's going to be leaving probably around March.
Oh man.
Yeah, and he's going to stay a little hands-on. Throughout the
polishing
years.
up the old resume there, are you?
Maybe. You never know.
You can do that job.
Yeah, probably. I could easily do that job. I'll polish up the old resume. So we'll see what happens.
You were working there. You still?
I still work there.
So, but it's not.
I love
day.
working there.
It's not every day though.
No, it's just events.
Just events.
I'm only there for the events. It's my part-time gig, my side hustle, as the kids like to call it. Well, I love working there. It's beautiful. The theater's gorgeous. They put $20 million into the place.
Such
it's a
cool
top-notch
place to be. It really
theater
is
right
a cool
now.
Place to be.
It is. There's a kitchen in there now, and there's a
kitchen is great. I catered a big event there, and we pulled it off flawlessly.
In that little thing.
So we worked. The kitchen isn't. It's well designed, but it's not in the best place.
Right.
So we did. It was one of Tom Starr's and Gina's events there, and so we did dinner right on the stage.
Yes.
Last summer, and so we set up like we operated out of the third floor kitchen, and then we set up like a staging area on the loading dock, and that's where we served from. And then we did 100, and I can't remember. Gina'd have to tell us how many people we did, but it was awesome. Strung Sideways played, you know, and they came up out of the pit.
Wow, did they?
Facing the stage.
They rose up?
Yeah, they rose up.
Very cool.
And they're facing the stage, and you're looking out at the empty theater. Like, it's a really cool... A lot of people in their life will never stand on a theater stage like that and look out and see what it's like.
Yeah.
You know? No talent fucks like me. You know, I'll never see that side of the stage. And so that's one of the coolest parts of that event is being able to see what the Stanley looks like, you know, empty.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, too.
Totally.
And all the money they put into that place. I mean,
seriously.
It's a top-notch facility now.
No doubt about it.
Really
Crown
is.
jewel. And then when you go to, like, the other contemporary ones, like the Landmark or the Palace, you're like, yeah, the Stanley's nicer than this.
Well, yeah, they need the renovations, is what's going on. And from what I hear, the Palace will be, and the one in Albany will be going through some renovations in the next
I mean,
couple
while we were
years.
just there, I didn't see anything that, like, you know, screamed renovation, but boy, what a show.
I'm glad you're talking about this right now, because I'm going to come up with the best shows I've seen all year. I like to do that every year.
Yeah.
And I usually do maybe like a top 5 or a top 10. And I've seen a lot of great shows this year. Worked a lot of great shit. We worked like 80 shows.
Well, yeah, you
this
see
summer.
so much, and then you State Fair and all that, you know.
But even when I'm not working it, I feel like I go to a show.
Yeah.
And that show, David Byrne at the Palace Theater, we all got to hang out a little afterwards, which was really cool. Everybody meeting up at the end like that. Well, that was the show of the year for me.
No doubt.
For you too?
No doubt. Dude, it might have been the show of the decade. I mean, that was awesome. I revere that guy.
Yeah, me too.
And you know, that's in like my top 5 of all time.
Really?
And you know what else is in there? Is the time I saw him at the Turning Stone. Were you at that one?
I wasn't.
Oh, that was great. I mean, because the showroom. And we were on the. Remember when they used to have the cabaret tables on the floor?
Yeah, they still do.
No. They got row seating there on the floor in the showroom. Like,
oh right, You're right.
But they had those tables, and the seats weren't good because you'd have to be like turned or.
They're like
something.
banquet tables,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We were dancing on the tables, and I think Joe Sweet was over in that area, and we were on the tables, like dancing to David Byrne.
That doesn't shock me.
There might have been some drinking going on.
That doesn't.
You could bring your own booze in then.
Oh,
that was
yeah?
before they had liquor license.
Oh wow! So is this when the showroom like first opened or something?
Well, it was. I don't know. It was 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
It was long before I met my wife. Long before I had kids. It was definitely in the EC days.
David Byrne was on my bucket list until I seen him at the Albany.
Yeah.
In Albany in the Palace.
That was
and
awesome.
what a show! Like everything was wireless.
That was crazy. I mean,
and a marching band. Like a drum
it was
percussion
so
marching band.
choreographed. And normally I don't like. I want to see improvisational music. That's where my head is at, and it's with most of the stuff that I see. And there was nothing improvisational about that.
Right.
But it was awesome. It was so cool.
I'm still high from that show.
I know.
I smile on my face all night and dance, and we had so much fun. So much fun.
That was a great concert, man.
That was my show of the year. And then my number two, that's my top three. I'm going to tell my top three right now. My number two is the Struts this year at the Westcott. They played. They're an amazing rock and roll band. Amazing rock and roll band. They're actually waving the flag for rock and roll. They're revitalizing rock and roll. You have to check them out.
On my radar.
It's kind of like the Rolling Stones meet Queen. Very classic rock soundish, but with a modern twist to it. And their frontman is pretty much the reincarnation of Freddie Mercury. He's unbelievable. He had everybody laying on the ground, jumping around. I mean, he commands this awesome stage presence. You have to check him out.
Where are they from?
They're from England.
Oh, no
They were opening for the Foo Fighters all summer long, and then they had a date off, and they wanted to play.
They got out of the radius clause.
And they played. Right. Well, it was the night before they played MSG. The night before they were opening for the Foo Fighters. They played at the Westcott Theater.
How about that?
Yeah, and it was a hot summer day. Oh my God, it was sticky. Sticky. But what a great show. Check those guys out. They're on the radio big time right now. You're probably not listening to popular radio right now. No, neither do I. But you hear them kind of like when you're walking through the mall.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, there's probably a song out there you might recognize for sure.
Cool.
For sure. But
all right,
high
so that's
energy.
number one and number two.
Number three was Moe's return when Rob came back from cancer. I think it was in February at the Capitol Theater.
Yeah.
I've never felt so much love in a room in my life. I'm getting chills talking about it.
I watched all those pictures, and I mean that's pretty cool.
I really want to put it number one, but it's like David Byrne. Maybe I'll put it number two and put the Struts number three.
Most close to your heart, dude.
David Byrne was a bucket list. That's why I put him there.
Gotcha.
But Rob coming back from cancer at the Capitol
and they
Theater.
had like they have a relationship with the Capitol, like the stagehands. Remember, like I wasn't at the show, but like that was cool.
They were all wearing Rob T-shirts.
Yeah, that's awesome,
and
dude.
the crowd, when they first took the stage, the crowd cheered for probably about 15, 20 minutes and didn't let them play a note. Just sat there and screamed their heads off for Rob. I mean, it was
awesome,
so. I'm getting chills just talking about it.
You and me both, dude. That's really
it was
cool.
amazing. It was beautiful, and the love in that room was just
And then they're going to deliver a fucking killer.
Oh, it was hot.
Yeah,
it was hot.
Great.
It was a great, great night.
I've never been to the Capitol Theater, but that's a historic
theater. Must for you to check out, bro.
Historic theater.
Knowing you the way I know you, you will love that place.
Totally.
Because it's so tripped out in there.
Yeah.
And Peter Shapiro's a genius, man.
Yeah.
He's the one that created the Brooklyn Bowl. He also used to own the Wetlands back in the day. The guy's been
all the big clubs.
He's the producer of Lock-In as well.
Oh, no shit.
So yeah, he owns the Capitol
he
Theater.
bought because that place was crumbling, wasn't it?
The place was a heroin den at one time.
Really?
It was just all homeless people crashing out in there.
But the Dead used to play there in the 60s, right?
Bob Dylan, everybody came through there.
That's crazy.
All the way up to about the 80s. So in the 90s is when the homeless people kind of moved.
Sounds like the Hotel Utica. Remember before the revitalization?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was called the Hunter House.
I'd drive by there with my dad. I'd be like, Dad, what are those people? Don't look at those people.
Everybody talking to telephone poles and shit. Right? And then one day, the guy tunnels just said, okay, you guys got to get the hell out of here. And all those people went on the streets.
Yeah. Yikes.
But, and that's what made up West Utica today. So
there you go. Yeah. Thanks, Chuck Gaetano.
Oh, it's hilarious. Tim Hardiman joining me today. What's this wine we're drinking? I'm drinking wine, by the way. I never drink wine.
Well, you're good Italian. You know, I brought you some red wine.
Well, it gets me super horny, and then it makes my head all red. And like
Perfect.
in a little bit, I'm going to pop a boner. But anyways,
perfect.
What
my
are we
plan
drinking
is
here?
working perfectly. So I brought some New York State wine. That's my bag. I like to talk about New York State wine. So this is from the Hector Wine Company on Seneca Lake. It's called Soul Red. I picked that because it's got a cool name, but it tastes pretty good too, huh? That's what they call a Bordeaux blend. So it's got Cabernet Sauvignon, Cab Franc, and Merlot. It's a nice red wine from New York, which people don't think can happen.
Red wine's that your thing? Or is it depending on the mood?
It really depends. I mean, I probably drink more beer than I drink wine. But if I'm eating food, I drink wine.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like to drink a little whiskey from time to time.
Yeah, time to time.
Vodka at a wedding.
Dabble a little bit. See, my thing is, growing up as a kid, in my Italian family, we would drink wine at 7 years old, 6 years old.
Yep.
So this is giving me a childhood flashback right now.
Did they cut it with a little water for you?
No. Well, the thing is and I smartened up to it when I got older.
Early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're giving us the wine so we could pass out early.
Damn right.
And this is like Sunday afternoon. We're drinking wine, and so I'm in bed by 5 p.m. Out.
Then the adults can have a good time.
Yeah, and goodbye, kids. Get out of here.
See, Mama's knew what she was doing.
That was actually my grandparents. Those are my grandparents.
Oh, that's funny shit. Dude.
Yeah. Mom wasn't really a drinker. She doesn't really drink. She'd have a...
That doesn't mean she can't give you booze to put you to bed.
Yeah, I'm sure she has a couple times. But I'd be teething or something, put a little rum on your gums.
My grandmother used to give me warm milk, and she'd put a little whiskey in it.
Really?
Like just a little.
And you carried that over into your adulthood, right?
Yeah, that's how I developed my taste for milk and whiskey.
Is that considered Irish cream?
Something like that.
What is it? What's Irish cream, though? Like Bailey's or something?
There's eggs in that. So you know what it is? If all that stuff now is made to be bottled, but if you are drinking, you can make that an Irish cream or any sort of a cream whiskey. So it's a custard. It's like eggnog. So eggs and cream, and it should be cooked. But you can also have an eggnog with raw egg, and then whatever you put in it. If you put whiskey in it, now you're looking at Bailey's. If you put rum in it, you're looking at something else, and so it's just if you put rum in it, whatever. It's a drinkable custard. It's like dessert and booze all in the same one.
Drinkable custard. I like that.
Man.
You might be onto something with this.
I tried to serve eggnog at the restaurant once, but it didn't go over very well. People weren't into it.
So would you separate the yolks? If you're making eggnog, would you separate the yolks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you would use a couple whole eggs and a couple of yolks to make it a little richer.
How do you separate? Just sit there and go back and forth?
I just use my hand. I crack it right into my hand and let the white run through my fingers, and then you're holding the yolk in your fingers. I'll send you a recipe I'll send you the one we used to use at the restaurant. You can make it around the holidays.
I used to make it with my grandmother.
Yeah,
and
it's really good. Eggnog's got a bad
Tim,
rap.
Everything you make is really good.
Well, but I mean, I'm not the only one that made your grandma's. It
was really good.
Eggnog was good.
It was really sweet though. She put a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
She put a lot of sugar in it.
I mean, if you threw that stuff in an ice cream maker, it would make ice cream.
Right.
It is a custard is a sweetened mixture of egg and cream. So, and then you add some booze to it. It's really good. But eggnog's got a bad rap from Stewart's and you buy it in a carton, and that's not very good. But if you make it from scratch, that's good. And if you get real loaded and throw up, it's not good.
Right. That's what we drink eggnog all afternoon and then give us wine to put us to bed.
Oh, God.
Now I just give you a little dose of my childhood, a little dose of it. That's what happened.
Oh, that is funny.
Oh, the Italian customs. Yeah. So, hey, man, we got to talk Tailor and the Cook.
All right.
Because
I know a little bit about it.
You guys are winning awards and making national news. And are you sitting at home every day trying to design new dishes, or are you just kind of just let it flow?
No.
No?
Well, first of all, I'm not the only one designing dishes. That's for sure. When I'm sitting at home, I'm trying really hard not to think about it. But when you own your own business,
you can't. You can never shut it off.
But The process of coming up with new stuff is not anywhere near as structured as people think it is. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of times a dish is built around, like you don't know that you're necessarily going to be doing what the protein, what the meat would be in it, or what the vegetables. But well, here's an example. Like it's off the menu now, but we did our last duck dish was carnitas. Which is a way to cook pork usually in
I was just going to say
Mexico.
it's pork in Spanish.
And so I had the idea that I wanted to do carnitas. We had done a pork carnitas on the menu probably like 5 years ago. And it was time to change the duck preparation. And so that's how that dish came about. And nobody's, well, I'm not going to say nobody because I'm sure I didn't invent it, but people don't generally do a carnitas of ducks. But we gave that a shot, and it was pretty good. Pretty successful dish. It sold well. People were happy about it.
What's the most popular dish over there?
Filet mignon.
Filet.
I wish it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take it off the menu, honestly, but
really,
you don't take something away that works well.
Right.
It's just
it's like taking Derek Jeter out of your lineup.
Right. Yeah. just to say that you can win a game without him. I don't know. I it's not what I look at as something that's an expression of the food that we really do the best. But people love it, and I'd probably have an angry mob if I took it off the menu. It's been on the menu since day one. We changed the prep up a little bit, but
right, and that's something you got to kind of roll with too, as far as changing up your dishes and stuff like that. Kind of like people don't like the same genre of music,
right?
So they don't like the same food, or
no, they don't.
And
you got to constantly be recreating yourself. If the menu doesn't change, people are going to get bored real fast, especially up at our price point. They expect to be, wowed each time they come in if they're going to cough up that kind of money. So it's got to be changing. And also because we are, we're farm to table. So to keep a preparation on longer than maybe 3 months or 4 months is difficult because whatever vegetables are on and are out of season, so,
yeah, you can't get lemons in January.
Well,
right?
so citrus is like the only thing that, you can't get lemons.
In Utica, right? I got a lemon tree in my backyard.
Those local oranges. So, we're not 100% local, but,
Yeah, but you're 90% local.
Yeah, we're in the height of the produce season. We're about 85% of our perishable inventory is local. So, the pork dish might have, it's not going to have zucchini and summer squash on it right now. It's going to have butternut squash and Brussels sprouts because that's what time of year it is. So we're always forced to keep recreating because we want to stay with the seasons.
Is it safe to say you guys are the first farm to table in the area?
Yeah. I mean, whatever. We were the first ones to really devote all of our attention to it.
Right.
I guess that's what I would say. Yeah, we were the first farm-to-table restaurant.
It didn't really become a popular thing until after you opened.
Yeah. Well, as well as everybody, our market is a few years behind most other markets.
A few?
All right, 10.
I call it 2 decades.
So
it's getting better, though.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
And farm-to-table is a really, here's what it is. Know your farmer.
Right.
Have a person at the other end of a sale, not a laptop, not a Cisco truck. That's what farm to table is. So it's not a real highfalutin concept.
I had my friend Mark Jacksina on, amazing chef down in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no
in
kidding.
fact, I got to turn you on to his podcast that he's doing. It's called Order Fire TV.
Oh, that's cool.
And he displays all the awesome restaurants in Charlotte, and he's a local guy. I grew up with him.
Yeah,
I've
I've
known
heard
him
his
for
name a
years,
bunch. I've never met him.
Oh, yeah, he used to work at Joey's and Grimaldi's and all them. He was a chef back then, and he brought Utica down there and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And he was saying the same thing, farm to table, because he had a restaurant for a while, and it get to know your farmers. It's important to know where you're getting your food from.
Yeah, man, and restaurants don't have to go the way that we did. We don't have to go. You don't have to put as much emphasis on it because it's hard. It takes a lot of extra time. It's just important that we support the local agricultural community because, it's not supposed to come on an airplane, man,
or be injected with shit.
No, that's the big part of it.
Right.
People are like, oh, you own that organic restaurant. Well, not necessarily. But I can tell you because I talk to all my farmers that they're practicing organics, So I feel good about it. And it's just what our grandparents did. Our grandparents knew the egg guy, knew the milkman.
guy.
Yeah, they knew the people that were raising the cow and the pig, and that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. It's just on a larger scale.
Going back to the old ways.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
When it was all.
It's important to know where your food comes from.
There was like no corporation food back then.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, the
or cloning or any of that goes on.
Well, and it's because, I mean, I'm not a food scientist, but supermarkets, right? That has been the evolution of how Americans receive their food. You know, you go into one building and you get everything you want. And so it becomes easier to shop, and therefore volume increases. If it's easier to feed your family, if it's easier to shop, and of course not everybody has the ability to just walk in there and drop a bunch of money. There are people that struggle, of course, but the easier it is for you to obtain these things, the more the demand goes up, right? And then you gotta put 1,000 chickens on the shelf, not 5, you know, so the agriculture changed to meet the demand that this sounds boring as shit. I'm listening to myself talk.
No, it's not boring to me at all, actually, because what's going on?
You gotta the agriculture rises to meet the demand. People are like unlistening right now.
People need to be educated, though, and that's the thing with this whole Monsanto thing that's going on and putting injections into your food, and you don't know what's going on behind those gates at Monsanto. You have no idea, and people are eating it, and all of a sudden, all these, diseases are coming to a rise, and people are cancer's coming, and all that stuff, and it's because of our food. People they're putting shit in our food, and they need to be educated and not just go shop at Walmart and think that meat's good, because I hate to tell you, it's really not. You should know where you're getting your meat from.
Yeah, and Monsanto with the produce, like they developed seeds that were Roundup. They call them Roundup Ready. That means you can plant a field of whatever. Let's call it corn or green beans. And they're Roundup Ready seeds. That means you can fly your plane over and just hose the thing with Roundup. And the plants are resistant to it. So, and they're just laced. It's laced.
It's laced.
I don't know anything about anything being laced.
No, not at all. Stacy wants you to add a seafood Newburg to your menu.
Oh, that's rich.
Yeah.
If Stacy would get her ass to Utica and have dinner with me, I might consider that.
And since we're on the subject of Stacy, we got to mention the Salt City Waltz that's going on Saturday, November 24th.
See the poster?
You mentioned the band earlier, and you've gone to this event before, and I have, and it's an amazing event.
It really is.
Redesigns.
I weaseled my way right into it. She did not invite me.
She redesigns the whole Palace Theater as the actual theater of the band's Last Waltz.
It's so cool.
So cool.
I mean, the Last Waltz is something special, and she just does it on a local level. It's so cool.
Yeah, Mama does it big. Nobody does it better than Mama.
It's really special in there.
It is.
And I don't know how else to say it. That's a really cool evening.
To the light design and the backdrop and the chandelier and just, the way the songs are in order.
She handpicks the artists.
And she handpicks.
I don't know a lot of these artists that she's announcing for this year, but clearly they're quality.
Yeah.
And they all have ties to Syracuse, and that's really cool.
Yeah. They got Utica ties too. Braids has played a few times, and the boys from Blanco, so usually the backup band,
right.
and I know she's got George Rossi coming in this year, and just a lot of people.
She's got the Old Main's playing too.
The Old Main's great.
Yeah,
I love that band.
They're great.
I love the fact that they're getting really popular right now too.
They are.
And people are talking about them left and right.
Yeah,
so
man.
good guys too, man. They're out there on their grind.
I don't know
hustling.
them too well, but every time I see them, you can tell they really like what they're doing.
They love it. They love it.
Quality.
But the waltz is happening at the Palace Theater in Syracuse up on James Street in Syracuse. Go check it out. It's a great event. It happens on Saturday, November 24th. And you're doing this VIP thing, right?
Yeah. So after I went a couple of years ago, and it really touched me. And next time I talked to her, I was like, I want to be a part of that. And so if you're a big fan of the Last Waltz or the band, you might have heard that that, of course, it was their last concert in the Winterland, and, Bill Graham and
Martin Scorsese.
But so prior to what you see in the film, they served Thanksgiving dinner to the whole theater. And there was ballroom dancing and in
before the show, right?
Before the show, in the afternoon, because it was Thanksgiving Day. And I don't know
They
how
filmed
many.
that on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, man.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving Day, and they fed him Thanksgiving dinner, and like she sent me the menu once. It was like a ton of sweet potatoes because it's like 30,000. I don't know how many people. I shouldn't even say that because I don't know how many people the Winterland held, but it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was big, and they fed them all, and they all ballroom danced in the afternoon, and then the band went on. So I was like, let's do that. Let's recreate it. And obviously we're not going to feed the whole Palace Theater, and it's not on Thanksgiving. That wouldn't fly, and it's 2 days after Thanksgiving, so we're not going to give people. Nobody's going to buy a ticket for Thanksgiving dinner. So we're taking the vibe and the idea of eating together communally in that upstairs area, and so we're hoping to get 60 people in there. Ticket sales are a little light so far, but she said people are just they won't commit. It's last minute.
It's true. It'll be fine.
So there is no Thanksgiving dinner. It's actually beef and shrimp, and so I tried to make sure that it didn't, because if you looked at the menu and were like, I don't want another Thanksgiving dinner on Saturday after Thanksgiving. So, all you can drink. We're going to pair wines and beers with it, and it's a really awesome menu, and it's. I suppose you could look at it as kind of pricey, but for $150, you get dinner and all you can drink, all you can drink, all you can drink. I feel like I really need to stress that. And she's like, shut him up.
No, if you're like you or I, $150, all you can drink.
Well, here's
and
here's
a great
the thing.
dinner and a show.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend Mo, and she's like, if you didn't go to this dinner, you'd go to the Tusk for, a burger and a couple rounds to get primed up, and you drop $150. And so you get in early, nice dinner with nice wines and beers, and then a meet and greet with all the cast and the performers, signed poster, wicked cool laminate, and then you get to be in the upstairs in the balcony. So you got like VIP seating.
Yeah, the whole balcony's VIP.
Yeah, man. And so
and private bathroom too.
Totally.
There's a private bathroom up there, so there's
you
no
don't have
waiting in
to-
lines.
Yeah.
And it's nice in there. So where do you prepare the food for this event?
There's a really awesome kitchen there.
There is.
Like a really well laid out, spacious kitchen. Yeah, it's going to be easy.
Upstairs, there's a kitchen?
Yeah, right in that.
Where the bar area is?
Yeah. So it's actually like attached to the bar. If you look past the bar, it's a big space.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Duh. Okay,
Yeah.
I
so
do
we're
remember.
gonna put one big long table right down the center of the room there with a fireplace, and hopefully there are still tickets available, lots of them.
How do they get tickets if they're interested?
Oh Jesus!
Did I have to ask you that? Just search Salt City Waltz.
Go to
and,
the Salt City. Yeah, she's selling the tickets for the dinner are available only online.
Okay.
And then you can buy tickets for the waltz. I think at the what's the name of the Soundgarden.
Soundgarden.
And then I think you can buy those tickets as well. But all the information is on
social media,
on the Facebook.
Yep, yeah, it's all over social media.
So I'm hoping we can sell some more tickets. We're going to do it, but the vibe in there gets better with every person at that table. You know what I mean? We'll do it for 20 people, 30 people, and we'll have a good time no matter how many are in there. But think about one long table. We're serving it family style, so you'll pass, and we'll just set the bottles of wine right on the table, and it's going to be really cool. And it starts at 5, and it starts around 5, I guess. Dinner and just relaxing dinner. That's a great room up there with a fireplace.
It is,
and
in the library.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
cool.
cozy.
It really is, and especially it's cold out, and so to me it's a no-brainer. And come on, friends in Syracuse. I mean, everybody's like, when are you going to open in Syracuse? Well, the answer is never. But I'm gonna bring the show on the road for this one day. So come check it out.
And here's your opportunity to check out your food if you're living in Syracuse and don't get a chance to come down and see
exactly.
Utica.
Yeah, and it's a great menu, and and the food is like the pinky finger of this evening. That it's just the icing on the cake. Why wouldn't you fill your belly with good food and then watch like pretty much the coolest event that happens in music related event that happens in Central New York, as far as I'm concerned.
Indeed. And she's saying you can get tickets at cctix.com. Creative Concerts link there. That's cctix.com.
Maybe we'd sell some more tickets if I knew where the fuck to send people.
Brian Cornish just saying he's in and he's very much looking forward to this.
I don't know if I've met Brian Cornish, but I'm thankful he's really pushing it for me online, and I'm looking forward to shaking your hand, buddy, because everybody's like, talking about it online, but he's always making specifically referring to us. And if I have met you before, I'm sorry. I meet a lot of people. And
Yeah, you're popular.
I guess.
People like you.
I'm usually half loaded.
It's going to be a great night, though. Check it out a couple days after Thanksgiving, and a good night to get together with all my friends.
You're
going to
be there?
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
All right.
I'm coming. We probably might even do some live streaming there.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Depending on...
Set up over in the corner there?
Yeah, it depends on manpower. Really? If I got it? If not, I could just set up a camera and a tripod and just...
That's cool.
Click, stream, go.
So, other than that, would you be working or would you just be hanging out?
No, I'm hanging.
All right, sweet.
No, I'm going to hang, for sure. Cool. And I'm just probably going to click live. So, Marky, Stacy's son, my great friend Marky, he was out in Minneapolis right now, and he wants to see it, and that's
cool.
the best way to see it.
Is that where he lives?
Yeah, he's running a theater out there.
No kidding.
Yep. Working for Live Nation, so
cool.
He wants to check out the show, and this is the best way for him to check it out. So we'll just live stream or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping to bring the whole system or not, but if I don't, I gotta just set up maybe a little go live off my phone or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, she say no, I'm working. Damn you, Tim.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang out with Tori anyways.
There you go. You guys can go drink, but we have to get up early the next morning because we're going to join up with Alex Carbone and the Fitness Mill crew to do the Thanksgiving boot camp that they got.
That's cool.
I signed
so
myself
you're gonna have to
up
take
for
it a little easy.
Little easy.
What time
I
you gotta get up?
Well, that starts at 8:30 in the morning, so it's going to be a little brutal.
6.
But it's for Make-A-Wish, and Tori's big on Make-A-Wish. In fact,
absolutely.
Tori was a Make-A-Wish kid when she had
I know that story.
cancer as a kid and stuff, so it's very near and dear to her heart.
That's
so
more important than catching any buzz.
We have
to,
sure. Yeah, we have to do this.
I'm definitely going to bust your balls about leaving early or not drinking very much. Just so you know.
That's okay. It's okay. I have my other vices.
I'll be half in the bag.
The other thing somebody wanted me to bring up today.
Somebody.
Was they? Let me bring it. What was it? They want to talk about titties, wieners, and buns. And wait, how did they word it?
I feel like I was here about a year ago.
I was just gonna say that. Like we talked about this before.
I mean, but there is some. I feel like there's nothing fresh to talk about, but there is. It was revived this year.
It was.
Yeah, man. One day only.
What?
I guess we didn't do a very good job marketing it.
Well,
Chris Telgo, poor marketing.
I wasn't around the summer much, so.
The Chris. And Tracy revived it one day only for the Nail Creek 10th anniversary.
Really?
Yep. I didn't cook.
You didn't?
No, fuck no. And you've got some new T-shirts. They're hot. Graz didn't do them this time, I don't think. They're like neon yellow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Titties, wieners, and buns, though, is the best name for a hot dog cart ever, which really wasn't even a cart.
I
it was just
don't even
like a
know
tent.
why I'm doing what I'm doing. We should still be selling hot dogs and
home wreckers.
Because I'd be probably very wealthy. They stopped producing the home wrecker at Smith Packing. Apparently, there was no sales behind it. We were the only one buying it.
Band is just saying the 10th anniversary party for Nail Creek saw the return.
Yeah.
Titties, wieners, and buns.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, Telgo's crew from Nail Creek pulled it off, and they pulled out all the old specials, the belligerent Melinda and the Michael Jackson and the.
Who's Melinda? Was it a friend of yours?
God, I don't like telling this. No, she was not a friend of ours.
Ex?
No, I don't like telling the story because one day she's going to hear it. Like, so there's this chick we went to college with, and. She, I don't even know what her last name was. She wasn't really very friendly, but I went to Paul Smith's college. There's 900 people on campus. So at keg parties, there'd always be this broad, and she would be really obnoxious.
She was that girl.
Oh, rah, 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 spilling her drink and bitching, and and we used to call her belligerent Melinda, and it's excuse me, it's kind of fucked up because. I didn't really know her from anybody, but it was college. And then when we came up with that sandwich, which was basically everything on the menu on one sandwich, cheeseburger, sausage patty, pulled pork, kraut, on a tiny little burger bun. It was sloppy and nasty, and it was a belligerent Melinda.
They had some really creative names for those.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson was of course, this was pre-Michael Jackson's death.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter, but that was a hot dog with kraut at one end and mayonnaise at the other.
And you're saying they don't make the home wrecker anymore? They stopped producing them?
Telgo went to buy them for the 10th anniversary party at Smith Packing. That's where we got all the stuff for it. Stopped producing them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, really, who wants to eat a half-pound hot dog?
I don't want to eat a hot dog.
Oh,
let
I
alone
love
a
hot
half
dogs,
pound.
man. I love hot dogs.
I don't do them.
Half-pound is kind of obscene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's your sodium for the week.
Right.
Because those are the things you think about when you're 40. How much sodium is in things. So yeah, they stopped producing them. But you know what we should have done?
What's up?
We should have bought that lot, that dirt lot next to. Remember before it was paved and fenced? That was a dirt lot, and that's where we did Titties, Wieners, and Buns. We should have bought that thing, and we should have put like an Airstream trailer in the back with a kitchen, right? You know, like or some sort of a small, and then put up a big ass tent, picnic tables, booze. Of course, you'd probably have to fence it in. You know, trademark Titties, Wieners, and Buns. Operated at summer months only. Hot dogs, burgers, beer, titties, wieners, and buns, man.
You would have killed.
Oh, my God.
You would have killed.
We could have bought that lot from the city for a couple grand probably, and we'd still be doing it, and I'd be probably a lot less stressed and a lot more wealthy.
And back then, too, you were the first food vendor on the street.
That's the claim to fame.
Yeah.
Nobody.
There was nobody.
Nobody.
There was no food truck wars. There wasn't even a food truck. Wasn't even thought of back then.
I still remember when we like developed the idea for it. We had just shut down the catering company, and we were just like looking for what was next. And we still had that big ass grill, and we were sitting on Talgo's porch in the upstairs and talking about how we weren't into Saranac Thursdays anymore. And no offense to the Matts and all the good people at the brewery, but Thursdays weren't my scene anymore. And
it got old.
Yeah. And I can't deal with big crowds, and if there's not some music that I really want to listen to, I'm not going to endure it. It's just not my deal. And we were like, we should make some money off of Saranac Thursdays. You know, Fred's making plenty, you know. So we decided and I was working for a Smith Packing Company. Talgo had this building, you know, it wasn't Nail Creek yet. And we decided to sell hot dogs. So we were trying to figure out what to call it. And Chris had worked so hard to get rid of the name Titty.
Yeah, because that's his moniker.
Yeah,
if you will.
I mean, I grew up with him, and we called him Titty all the way through school. And so he's working for the city of Utica at that time. And he had pretty much shed himself of it. Everybody was back to calling him Chris. And Mark, my brother-in-law, who was the third partner in that, he said, well, we should call it Chris's Wieners and Buns because it's at Chris's house. And I go, no, we should call it Titties, Wieners, and Buns. And Talgo was like, yes!
And he was all for it.
He saw the value in it. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of value in that name.
There is.
And then it was the first night that we operated, and somebody was like, you guys should get T-shirts. I mean, the logo was made for us by, I think Mammy made it for us. He was doing graphic design at the brewery, and we were buying root beers because we couldn't buy beers. And we basically bought a couple cases of root beer so that they would make us some laminated signs with a logo. And it was a giant hot dog and the giant word titties, and then very small it said wieners and buns.
Incredible.
We made more money on T-shirts than we made on anything else.
True. And the T-shirts still live out there, too. I know a few people that
There's
still have
a couple
them.
people. I got one, but I don't fit in it anymore.
No.
It's got paint on it. But I got a new one from Talgo, did a run of them for that. But they weren't the white ones. He did like, safety yellow, safety green.
But all that catapulted you to where you are today, Tailor and the Cook. It really did. Why are you laughing? It's true, though. If you didn't have Titties, Wieners, and Buns, do you think you'd have Tailor and the Cook right now?
I don't know. It's all stepping stones. Every business I've had, every job I've had, I guess it has led me to where we're at today. Mm-hmm. But the Tailor and the Cook and Titties, Wieners, and Buns couldn't really not be much more different than they are.
True.
And I think about
They're
like
polar opposites, actually.
Like we should start it now and start making some money. But how would that jive with the guy who's got like the high end restaurant in Utica now opens a hot dog joint with an obscene name? Probably wouldn't.
Not anymore. You could be the silent partner.
But down the road, if I ever am not doing the Tailor and the Cook, you never know. I got to do it with Titty though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have
He
to.
probably wouldn't talk to me anymore if I fired it up without him.
Has he officially dropped the moniker Titty? Has he shed himself of that?
I think there are certain places and times when it's acceptable, like his camp up in the town of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to call him Titty up there.
Or if he's in the HP.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I mean, whatever. He's one of the very successful businessman in town, so
Absolutely.
he deserves the Chris, I suppose.
Absolutely. You guys used to throw some barn burners at parties, though. Can we talk about Noblesboro?
Sure, man.
Noblesboro was some of the craziest things. You guys don't do that anymore,
Oh, my
obviously,
God,
right?
no.
It's been years since you guys put that party together.
I've seen too much. I've gone too far.
You guys are all parents now.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
We joke about reviving it, but
Yeah.
it's hard to talk about because anybody, there's probably a handful of people that are listening that have experienced that. But if you haven't experienced it, you're like, yeah, I've been to great parties. Yeah, you throw a good party, I'm sure. Yeah. But no, we throw a good party.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, right in the
It's on
woods.
New York State land.
It's on New York State land. And
which
just-
you can never pull off these days.
No, definitely not.
And we haven't done it in like 10 or 12 years.
Has it
so
been that
it's
long?
been a long time. I don't know exactly, but
And they
we
always
did
do it
we
right
did
around Memorial Day, right?
Memorial Day weekend. We did it 13 times.
13 years in a row.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's some longevity, though.
Yeah, and there's only one person, to my knowledge, that attended all 13. I didn't. I came in on, I think, the second year or the third year.
Uh-huh.
But it started off with, like, a couple cases of Old Mill long necks and one of those, I guess they call them beer bong, piece of PVC pipe or PVC tubing with another piece there, and you shove it in there, rifle it down. That was the first Noblesboro.
Yeah.
Second Noblesboro, we had a keg. And, then it just grew from there.
Yeah, and then you mixed in some music and some bands and
Started
DJing
bringing bands
and then the light
costumes
shows,
and
and the
lights,
costumes, and wow,
drugs.
what a spectacle! What a
A spectacle is a good word for it.
Mhm.
I'm glad you were there.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, well, those last few years, we were well over 100 people in attendance.
Oh yeah,
And, 5-6 bands, and I think it was like 20-something kegs the biggest year.
wow.
Yeah, but it got to the point where like the pumps weren't working, so then we brought in a 3-handle unit, and it's hard to move that stuff around in the woods, so we mounted it on wheels. And
It must took you days to get a lot of that stuff into the woods.
when we were at the height of it, we started in January with meetings, and the meetings were fairly unstructured.
Uh-huh.
It's like 20 people getting high and drinking in a room, and everybody's got differences of opinions, but it got to the point where we needed money, so there was 20 to 30 of us all kicking in $100. We had to have a treasurer. It really turned it, and then that's eventually what happened is good things that roll like that and get better and better. They eventually get to the place where it got kind of away from what you really intended it to be, because it turned into a fucking job.
Yeah.
I had to be the treasurer. I got and it's like you got to chase the people down for money, and then
Where's the party?
right.
And
And
it's a
then
job.
we had to run security. The last 3 years we had to run security, and I don't know. It was always fun, but there was a good deal of us in those last years, and I really wasn't. I would have kept doing it, but there were people in the crowd, and I don't blame them a bit, that were like, it ain't what it was intended to be, and it's you had a good run, and you retired it. People started having kids, and the ranger, who was in charge of that piece of property that will remain unnamed, but he retired.
No.
That was the end of it. We were thinking about it. You probably would have seen it scale back.
Yeah.
To something a little bit more realistic. But when the ranger retired, that was it.
It got popular.
It did.
It did. It got really popular.
Yeah, and the young gunslinger, DEC, he wasn't the new guy. He wasn't going to let that happen.
You damn hippies ain't partying on my lawn.
No, we used to bring in a dumpster.
Yeah, I know.
5 quart of firewood.
Jeez.
We had to build a latrine.
20 kegs of beer.
Yeah. The last couple of years, we cooked dinner that one night.
It does sound like a lot of work.
Oh, it was hard work, man. It was. We had to build the stage on uneven ground, and it was good, though. It was a good party. I'm glad you were there, dude.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Switch it up really quick, because Stacy's like, hey, Z, aren't you playing rubboard with the old man at the Salt City Waltz, the washboard? Tim could vouch for me that I was washboard Tony at one time.
I remember that well.
That was my alter ego at one time.
Yeah.
Washboard Tony, and I would destroy washboards. I would have it, and then there would be like this crescendo of the song, and I'd just grab it. I went through like 5 or 6 washboards.
Yeah, because you didn't have like one of those fancy metal ones like the chick from
Electric Blue.
From Electric Blue. You had like the legit.
Big ups to Callie.
God, whatever happened to them?
She's still out there.
I'll tell you, that
friends.
was my favorite jam at the Electric Company. I saw so much good music, but I used to love to see that.
Electric Blue and the Cosmic
They
Truth.
were a hot band.
They were the truth too.
And was it her husband or her boyfriend that played the lead guitar?
No,
just
they were just friends.
Okay.
They were all just
That
friends
guy,
and drinking
Gary?
buddies.
Gary? He was sick.
Gary Phelps.
He was a sick guitar player.
Great player. Great band.
Wow. Oh, they were
Soulful,
so good.
They would just.
And you used to have them a lot, but they never drew big.
They did for like New Year's.
Oh,
we would
yeah,
have
yeah.
them for like New Year's and stuff like that. But
I remember
keep
seeing
bringing
them and
it.
being like, "Where the fuck is everyone in this building?" Like there'd be like, it wouldn't be like the early days. It wouldn't be like Seth Iacovone or something where like you didn't have enough people, but it wouldn't be as packed as it should have been for a band like that.
They were just pals. I loved them. I still love them. Still keep in touch with
so
them.
they're still making
Facebook.
music on
They're
some
not.
level?
She
No.
is. She's still out there singing, and I think some of the other guys are doing other musical projects. But as far as Electric Blue and the Cosmic Truth, no, they're not a band anymore. Great band though. Good memory.
Seriously.
Good memory.
Seriously, I mean, I got a lot of. Well, most of them are pretty hazy, but I got a lot of good memories from the EC and a lot of good music, dude.
Callie and I used to battle on the washboard together.
I remember that. I remember that.
She would go, then I'd go, then she'd go.
But she had one of those fancy metal ones that you can't fuck up with a blowtorch.
Right. I'd have mine duct taped to my neck, trying to hold it together.
Yeah, hers had like it was built in.
Yeah, the shoulder straps going and.
Washboard Tony.
She says she wants You Will Be Again. So
I got a washboard.
Do?
I stole it from in a drunken. I don't like to steal things, but I remember that bar that opened up in Charlestown Mall.
Your Backstreets or something like that.
Backstreets Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure they didn't brew anything.
They didn't brew nothing.
We went in there one night and the bartender was an asshole to us, and so I got all disgruntled and I threw this washboard under my coat and walked out. I was like, "Yeah, now I got him."
Yeah, you're being an asshole to me again.
I steal your shit. And it's I can't even believe I'm telling you because there might be people that are like.
Well, there's a statute of limitations over with.
That's true.
It's
in the restaurant. Over table 13, the one in the corner. It sits in the corner.
You shouldn't have told anybody because now if somebody listening to this is going to steal that on you.
Yeah, that's cool. Probably the owner of the Backstreets is going to be.
He's long gone.
Okay.
Long gone, and that's closed. They should just knock down Charlestown in general. But.
Sad though, because I used to shop for shoes there when my mom would take me there to get my shoes for school.
Yep. The place used to scare me to death.
It is a scary
My grandmother
building.
used to take me there, and just all the floors would creak, and everything was so old in that place. And then they had the koi pond. Do you remember the koi pond?
Yeah, I do.
And just walking on that bridge, and everything was just so old. They used to scare the shit out of me, that place.
What a cool place, though.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's way beyond repair now.
Oh, yeah.
No coming back from that.
Yeah, you can't even walk through there.
God.
The roof is going to cave on you.
If it hasn't.
No, it has. There's areas of that place that has caved in. They should just get rid of it, though. Absolutely get rid of it. So what do you got going on? Anything you want to plug or anything before we get out of here?
I already plugged what I did. I want to sell some tickets to the dinner at Salt City, and I just want to sell tickets to the Salt City Waltz. I mean, I'm wicked honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I really am. And I don't know. What else am I doing? I got the bakery. I got the restaurant. I'm doing some consulting on the side, and I'm trying to be a good dad and a good husband. That's the most important part. Sometimes it ends up, taking the back seat, but... Yeah.
Are you consulting for people in town or out of town? Or?
Yeah, in town so far. I mean, it's not like I'm just doing a couple of things, and I think as a consultant, you're not supposed to talk about the things that you're consulting about.
It's like Fight Club.
Yeah.
So you're like a guidance counselor right now.
Kind of
putting people on paths.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm a good listener.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're smart, man, and you know what you're doing. You've been doing this for such a long time.
I've been in the restaurant business a long time.
How long now?
I'm not going to pretend like I'm the best cook in the world or the best restaurateur, but I no joke. Putting some more wine in your cup here.
Coming home horny tonight, Tori.
If he comes home. Well, I don't know. So I grew up in a restaurant. My dad owns Adirondack Lanes up in Barneville. It's still in the restaurant business. That's just a diner, but I started there. I'm going to say, I always say 13, which is not really legal, but if it's your family's restaurant, I guess you can get around it. But I started washing dishes and flipping eggs and making omelets. And so I'm 30, I'm 39, and that was 13, so that long.
27 years?
Yeah,
almost.
It's a long time. And, I mean, I was in that restaurant for the 13 years prior to that, you know. Well, before that, before he owned Adirondack Lanes, he owned the Marble Hill Inn in Sherrill.
Oh, wow.
And
that place is still kicking.
So Art and Monica are still the owners. Art was my dad's business partner.
Okay.
And they're just the greatest people in the world.
Yeah.
They really are, and they're killing it out
does
there.
a great business.
Oh. I've been told they sell more beer than any bar around. I don't know. But they're busy.
And Damon told me they're like the number one UC account around for bars in the 315.
They have 4 children, but 2 of them are running it. So it's a second-generation bar. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but I remember, you know, being in the kitchen there, and Monica was cooking, and my dad was cooking, and so you could say I got 39 years in the restaurant business. Honest to God, without, you know, I wouldn't ever say that like as on my resume. 39 years in the restaurant. Oh, how old are you? 39. But I grew up in it.
Well, the ultimate goal for you to pass down Tailor and the Cook to your kids?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No?
No, absolutely not.
No.
I don't want either of them in the restaurant business.
Really?
It's hard, dude. It's really hard.
It's
really hard. It's every night, every weekend, stressful.
Do you rather see him a doctor or a lawyer or something?
I'd rather see him something, you know, like I'm very proud of what I do. I'm proud of where I've gotten. I love my life. I love my family. I love my business partners, my businesses, but it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is a hard business. I tried
especially
to
in this area too.
Yeah, it's hard everywhere, but it's Utica can be a tough climate. It's gotten a lot better, and I'm real thankful for the base that we've built both in the restaurant and the bakery. You know, but it's hard. I can't say it enough, and I'm not complaining. Please don't misunderstand me. You know, this is the life I chose. Restaurant and hospitality is my life's work, but I can't say I'd do it all over again. I'd probably pick something a little bit different, you know.
Well, there's such a rich food culture here in Utica.
There really is.
But you
it's
always
so cool
stay
to be
ahead
a
of
part
that
of
curve,
too.
though. I always
It's
feel
cool
like
to be
you're
a part
ahead of
of
that.
Yeah, we do get out of town a lot. Melissa and my favorite thing to do is to get out of town, and we get babysitters. You know, we find somebody to take the kids for the weekend. We spend, you know, I think it's important to, as much as I work and as much as I'm away from my family, you know, Melissa and I really work hard to spend time together, and we definitely could do better. And also with friends, and you know, we go to New York or we go, you know, I want to eat at other restaurants. That's the most important part of my job, and it's also a real good time. But how could if I never leave the 4 walls of my restaurant, I'll never be creative. I got to see what other people are doing. Rip off ideas. I mean, there's nothing original in food, really. You know, like it's all been done before. It's just a matter of how you put the flavors together and how you treat the food. And so, yeah, I love eating at other restaurants. So maybe if you think I stay ahead of the curve, then I appreciate that. And if we do, it's because I definitely spend time in other restaurants.
You're doing a lot of research.
Yeah, man. I've gotten to the place where I got the best staff in all of Utica and arguably in New York State. And because of that, I do have a little bit of flexibility now to step away. I'm not on the line as much as I used to be. When we went from 4 days to 6 days, I coincidentally also had our second child at that time, and you know, about 5 years into it, it's like I can't work 6 nights. I just can't. And
you need your me time, family time. You do. You're going to go bonkers.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And Melissa had made the decision to step away from the business because we both couldn't be there. That was just insane.
Especially with 2 kids.
Yeah, and also I'm an asshole. So she didn't want to work with me anymore. And our marriage is so much stronger since we don't work together.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be tough having your honey where you make your money, as they say. Or what's the other saying? You can't dip your pen in company ink.
That's the truth,
right?
You know, and we ran that thing together. I mean, it wouldn't be what it is today without her. And people still. She's been gone from the restaurant about 3 years. Well, she left when the bakery opened, and then so almost 4 years. And people are like, we miss Melissa. You know, I got a great staff in the front of the house, and they do an excellent job. But it's different without her there. But that was the best decision we made is her taking a step away.
Yeah.
You know, because we're better off for it.
You're a lucky man, though.
I am.
And she's super supportive on everything you do.
She's the best.
Yeah. I'm sure she wants to choke you half the time.
No, probably 70%.
70%.
Yeah, it's a tough life. So that's all those are. No, I don't want that. You know, but you are predisposed to the restaurant business when you grow up in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I grew up in. It's not the tailor and the cook, but I grew up in a diner. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of people that are in food service that grew up in food service.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying that's everybody.
Right.
Not by any stretch.
But it's already what they know.
It's ingrained. You know,
right. Right, exactly. And that's you.
Yeah, man.
You're stuck, brother.
My dad is self-employed and still runs his business. I'm 39, so he's 69, and still doing it.
Still doing it.
80, 90 hours a week. Adirondack Lanes in Barneville is for sale, and he's looking for a buyer.
Yeah, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Is it big enough to do rock concerts?
It's totally big
It is
enough
big.
to do.
That place is huge.
It's funny. Back in the day, and because, you know, bowling is a wintertime thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now he gets by in the summer with volleyball out back. But back in I'm going to say in the 90s, one of his ideas, I never really went over that well, but it was a cool concept, was to do concerts in there. You know, local concerts like Rattle Basket and you know, Liebing played there a bunch, but he would transform the bowling alley into a little concert thing. So he had a stage out on the lanes.
Did he?
Yeah, and then the dance floor. You know about bowling alleys, like you have to have special shoes on there. You can't have like street shoes on the approaches. It has to be clean, and you have to be able to slide on it. So he would put down a dance floor over that, and then he got the ball returns. You know that a bowling alley is always a bowling alley, right? You if you had your eyes closed, and you'd know you were in a bowling alley. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he made these tables that went over the ball returns, you know, and I bet he's got some pictures somewhere, but he almost transformed that into. So if you walked in there and didn't know that you were looking at a bowling, he had a big curtain across like middle of the lanes, so you couldn't see the machines behind him.
Very cool. And
then the band was there, and there's 4 tables where the 4 ball returns were, and they had like drapes around them, and you danced on the lanes.
And the ceiling was high enough?
Oh yeah. It's probably. I'm going to say, so I'm 6. If my arm's outstretched, that's like 11 feet, right? And it's still another 5-6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. But it never took off. I mean, it wasn't like, my dad is a savvy businessman, and he was booking local talent, you know. And I don't know if he had a Rattle Basket. That's just the one that popped into my head. Remember those guys?
Oh, yeah. What's the matter with the world today?
He had, good local talent. Probably, I wouldn't even say regional. Just local. But some singles, it's like single performers, but then like full bands too.
Wow, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Never took off though.
No. Still a bowling alley. Go check out Adirondack Lanes over there on Route 12.
Buy it.
It's been there forever. Buy it. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk to some of our powers that be. Tim, before we get out of it, what'd you make me today? I didn't even talk about what you made me.
So that's one of the dishes that we're going to be serving at the Salt City Waltz. That's a beef carbonade. So it's a beer braised beef. It's a beef shank, and it's braised. Actually, we were using Saranac Oktoberfest. Which isn't quite traditional, but it's a good local beer. And so then you got some braised winter greens and homemade egg noodles and some fried leeks on the top there.
Oh, that's great, man.
There's enough for you to take home, too.
I'll give it to the old lady. She'll love you for it.
Right.
You're a beautiful man, Tim Hardiman. How can people check you out online, or if they want to make a reservation for Tailor and the Cook? How do
you
they
want to
get
make
in
a
touch with
reservation for the Tailor and the Cook, you go to thetailorandthecook.com, and you can book it right there. You can call us at the restaurant, 624-FOOD. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz. Utica Bread, same deal, uticabread.com. We're gearing up for Thanksgiving over there, so you can call us at 624-BAKE there.
This is your busy season right now, huh?
Okay.
From Thanksgiving through Christmas.
The Thanksgiving week is, we do more in 1 week than we do in full months.
It's like pies.
Pies and a lot of bread and rolls. And yeah, it's crunch time.
Crunch time.
Big time.
Grind away, brother. I'm proud of you in all your successes,
Well, likewise,
man. We've,
Likewise.
I feel like we grew up together, even though we started in our 20s together.
Yeah, that's growing
But
up.
It is kind of, because if you think about it, man, it's been since 2002, so.
I definitely wasn't grown up when I met you, when I started
Neither
coming
was
to your
I.
bar.
Neither was I. Not at all. Far from it. But success and nothing less, my friend, man.
Thanks, brother.
Proud of
And the
everything
same
you're
to you.
doing, man. You keep killing it, keep grinding away, and doing your thing, man. Before we get out of here, though, I got to give some love and respect out to my sponsors. In fact, my good friend Mike Sacco over at NYE Volkswagen in Rome is giving you a deal for listening to us. If you walk into NYE Volkswagen, go into their showroom at 5865 Taberg Road in Rome, and you'd mention Disruption Network and say, hey, I'm friends with Z, which everybody thinks they are. But anyways, if you go in there and say, hey, I listen to Disruption Network, and they told me you'll give me $250 off any vehicle purchase if I purchase my next VW, you could go right in there and do it. You could check out all their inventory at nyevofrome.com or go into their showroom, mention the D, $250 off any purchase. That's pretty cool. It's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
Pretty good deal. It's pretty much shaving off your tax of the vehicle. So go in there.
And nobody
check it
wants
out.
to pay tax.
Nobody wants to pay tax. So knowing the D, we'll shave the tax for you, if you will. NYE Volkswagen of Rome.com. Check out their inventory. Big ups to my friend Mike Sacco. And also my friend Eddie Alsheimer. You know Eddie, right?
Yeah, man.
EJA Moving Company.
We went to high school together.
Did you?
Yeah.
Eddie's a good man. And Eddie is a hard-working son of a bitch. Let me tell you.
Good
He's
to know.
got his great moving company. If you're looking to move and get out.
Hope I don't have to move anytime soon.
Right, I know. It's such a pain in the ass to
But
move.
I hate moving. That's why you need people like Eddie in his business, right?
And he'll do everything for you. Let him break his back instead of you doing it. Complete packing and unpacking, he does it all. If you're looking to move your office or your house or whatever, Eddie will do it for you. You call him today at 315-335-0516.
Clean toilets?
I don't think he'll clean
No,
toilets, but I bet
either.
he's got a guy that will. I wouldn't doubt it. Eddie's got a guy for
Eddie.
everything.
I haven't seen him in forever. He's
Eddie's
a great guy.
He's a resourceful human being. He really is.
I agree with that.
You can hit him up online, ejamoving.com. So thank you so much to all our sponsors. And I'm off tomorrow because we got the Bob Dylan show over at the Stanley.
I'll see you there.
That's going to be a big, big night. And next week we'll be back on Monday, and I can't even think of what I got going on next week. Is next week Thanksgiving?
Yeah, dude.
Already? Didn't it sneak up so quick?
Doesn't it do it every year, though?
Every time. It really does. Life just flies by. You never know what the hell's going on anymore. I want to remind
just keep getting older, and they stay the same age.
That's Thank you, Woodard's son. What, was that his name? What was his name? Woodard?
Woody Wooderson? No, that's
No,
different.
that was-
I don't know what his name was, but I've seen the movie 100 times.
Matthew McConaughey's character. I can't even remember. I think it was.
And now he's like, isn't it weird? But he like is that character now, like
right.
stoner. You know, like,
Actually, I saw him do a cool thing. It was last year, but somebody reposted this that he gave out like 4,000 turkeys for
Really?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, yeah.
Good dude.
He's a good dude for sure. I don't know how. See, this is what happens. We just get rolling, and you got to come back though. Please come back.
yeah, let's do it more than once a year.
Yeah, I would love that. Just come and hang out too if you want to come and co-host.
Just pull a Chris Mandry, just walk in.
I love that shit. I really do. I love the whole spontaneity of it.
I can't believe we didn't talk about Chris Mandry at all.
Well, that gives you room for you to come in and gives you a reason to come
I
back
actually
in.
thought that this was all like a ruse, on a real creative ruse on his part, and that because I was like, dude, you got to stop in. I'm on Z's show, and he's like, I'm driving to Cali, and I thought that that would be just how he surprised. He just walked in.
You thought he was
like he really cares that much about me.
Like he was pulling an Andy Kaufman or
Yeah,
something.
right.
I could see him doing that.
And then he just walks in with some funny hat on.
Or Pink Schneider. You ever see his character?
Oh yeah.
Pink Schneider?
Remember last year when I was on, we like watched the whole.
Oh right.
Like it got in depth.
That's right, when he smashed the pumpkin.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And he was in the front row of the concert, and he's like holding the pumpkin.
The 311 concert. That's a funny video. It's out
He
there
is a
on
funny
YouTube.
motherfucker.
He's shot. Good luck to you out there, Chris Mandry. The other thing I do got to mention too, I can't believe I forgot this, but this Saturday, our friends over here at the D and Wrestle Fandom Radio, they're having a quadruple CD release party. at the Mill in Rome. It's this Saturday night. It's a free show. Free. And this is what I love about the D is like all these shows, because we have 7 different shows on the network now.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys all have bands. We all have bands, which is super cool. So 4 of them are getting together. They're all releasing CDs at the same day. And it's going.
That's what you mean by quadruple.
All 4 of them are
That's
releasing it. Yeah, so it's Fight for Rome, which are the guys from the Wrestle Fandom Radio, and Rated R, my good friend Sean, also Wrestle Fandom Radio, No Compliance, and Uncle Rico. And Uncle Rico's making their debut, and they're releasing an album all the same day.
For a band.
Uncle Rico. For sure. That's all going on at the Mill in Rome this Saturday night. Support your local music, people. Support. It is Wooderson, by the way.
It is?
Bandage, our fact checker, is saying David Wooderson if you want the full name. Thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it.
I thought it was Woody Wooderson.
Well, I thought it was Woody Wooderson, too.
That's the guy. He used to sell cars.
It's Woody Woodard.
Oh, Woody Woodard.
You can listen to this podcast and previous podcasts of EC Radio and all the content we have here on the D at DisruptionNetwork.net. Tim Hardiman, thank you so much for coming in, man.
DC, thank you.
Love you, brother. We'll see you soon.
You know what the hell you're listening to? It's EC Radio.
Never you mind what I'm making. You should spend some time taking a personal inventory of what you're doing for the betterment of society.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at NYEVWofRome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Only on the D.